Stay Home Indigenous Poetry Reading Series. We are, again, still going through quarantine. We are still experiencing this moment of taking our duty to do our part as young Indigenous people, to stay home, to do our part and protect our elders and the young people and the most vulnerable in our communities. So that's kind of where this event came about, was this idea of me personally. I always wanted to support and promote Indigenous artists. And so for the past 4 weeks, we've been bringing you artists from all over this country, from different tribal nations. We even had a person from New Zealand, and we got a few more weeks of some pretty good shows with artists from all across this country to come here and to promote this message of stay home, to do our part and combat this virus. Again, I'm from Iowa, and for those of you who are not very familiar with the situation here in Iowa, it's pretty dire right now because the governor of Iowa is thinking about opening the state back up here very soon. And if you see the numbers of this COVID virus, the numbers are going up still. And the deaths and the people who are getting it, the meatpacking plants, all of these places are still being very affected. And my little community is right in the middle of all of this. We got two or three meatpacking plants within, a 60-mile radius. So even just the town right here. So we're experiencing a very high number of people infected. So it's very important. And as you see with some of the other tribal nations across the country, they're getting hit very hard by this virus. So we all got to do our part. And as artists, I feel it's our duty to kind of use this platform, use what we have to create and to present that to you, the audience, the viewer, so that we can entertain you and provide some kind of relief during this time. And I had the platform and the capacity to do that. I reached out to some good friends of mine, and here we are on our 4th week of the Stay Home Indigenous Poetry Reading Series. So I want to thank and shout out to all the artists who've been a part of this. Thank you sincerely. And to all of the young people out there, I challenge you to create. I challenge you to keep doing your art, telling your stories. This time is very historic for us. So it's things like this that we're going to look back on and say, hey, we were there, we were a part of that. We were doing our part to stay home and flatten the curve. So with that, we got a really great show for you tonight. We got some really great artists here. I'm very, very happy and excited to have these artists on. Again, we're getting back into some hip hop. You know me, I'm always out promoting hip hop, promoting Indigenous hip hop, so Native hip hop. So I'm glad to be getting back into that this week. Also, we got Nikki Lowe from New Mexico. Very, very talented, very, very, been doing a lot of things in her life. And I've always been a fan of hers, from MMA fighting to her films to just being an all around awesome person. I've always seen her playing her flute, and she's got really great talent. So I wanted to put her on stage too. So that's what this is all about. That's what this whole idea came to be about, was to promote and support our Indigenous artists. So with that, I just want to say thank you all for tuning in. I'm gonna, again, I wrote some poems over the course of the week from our last show, just to kind of show y'all too that as an artist, I'm still trying to create throughout the week. I dropped some paintings the other week that I just did. So it's pretty cool that, we get to do this and present it. And so all of you, again, we got that Indigenous writing call out to all the poets out there. We're still looking for artists to come on our virtual stage. We got Tanea Winder, who's giving out signed books. So be sure to drop your bio and a video to indigenousartalliance@gmail.com. We'll look at those, and hopefully you can be on our virtual stage as well. So I'm gonna get into this poem before we get into our first artist of the evening. I wrote this here shortly, a couple days ago, I believe. So I just want to real quick get into this poem, and we'll get into our first act of the evening. This is a poem I wrote. It's titled "In the Grand Scheme of Things." In the grand scheme of things, we are designed by motion and sound, singing and dancing. Old ancient songs, only sung every 1,000 years in a language so old even the plants don't know it. The earth is foreign to the sound, yet so elegant it could scorch the burial mounds 800 feet tall. The dance is so pure the thunderstorm came to greet the villagers, all huddled in the square, without a care, stomping at the electrified sky, draped in corn stalks and husks and woven skirts from the vines of 1,000,000,000 years of wisdom. In the grand scheme of things, we are designed, lawless and unbound, yet clasped by the words with many different meanings and reminders that only the clouds are free to walk along the paths and leaves bestowed upon us by one of the gods. The one who liked to drink coffee and smoke cigs because he thought it was the Indian way. And he only watched the NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw. The one God who told dirty Indian jokes to himself and chuckled as he hoed his garden. In the grand scheme of things, we are designed from the red clay beneath the surface in the likeness of a chess playing, samurai loving, hip hop breathing, paint throwing, word spraying, with processors beyond your wildest dreams, billions of terabytes, creator of all things. So that was again a poem that I wrote just a couple days ago. I think I finished it up today. But again, this is a challenge to all you artists, all you creatives out there. Keep creating throughout this time. Use this moment to come out of the situation a better person. I know it's tough that we are all going through this, and uncertainty is scary, but we still got to continue to do our part and stay home. Even if our governors and our states and our elected officials open it up, we still got to do our part, because there's still no cure. There's still no medicines for this. We still are still in jeopardy of contracting this virus. So young people, do our part and protect our elders and our young people, and stay home. And let's get through this together. Let's all come out of it together with all of our loved ones, and just keep creating, keep making art. So with that message, I'm really excited to get into our first artist of the evening. Comes all the way from New Mexico, Albuquerque. She's a MMA fighter. She's an actress. And again, she'll tell you all about herself, but it's my honor and my pleasure to bring you all Nikki Lowe.
Hey everybody, hope you're all doing good. Like Dawson said, Nikki Lowe. I'm Creek Seminole and Chickasaw, originally from Oklahoma. I grew up in Arizona on Navajo in Kayenta, Chilchimito. Again, I am retired MMA fighter. Well, first and foremost, I'm a mother. My kids drive me to be the best that I can and be that role model, not only for them, but for our people. And yeah, with this whole COVID thing going on, as you can see, I'm in uniform. I'm at work right now. I have two of my coworkers here with me right now. We're doing our part out here, as law enforcement, helping the people out here, the Pueblos, try and keep them safe and do what we can. We get calls with people that are intoxicated, and we try to do our part and kind of getting onto them and trying to stress to them the severity of this. I mean, it's really hitting the people hard, especially our native people. Um, so yeah, I'm excited to be here. Good to see you, Dawson. It's been a while. So yeah, just out here on shift, like I said, doing my part with my coworkers. Um, I picked up the flute probably about 5 years ago. Didn't know how to play, just something drew me to it. I started playing it, and as Dawson said, he's seen me play it before. I go Facebook Live sometimes and just play for the people, um, just hoping that they can enjoy it. I get a lot of comments of parents saying they play it for their kids. Um, but same thing as Dawson was saying, you know, it's a good opportunity to just pick something up, pick up a pen, pick up a flute, pick up a drum, start singing something. You know, we all have talents, and it's just up to you to want to find it and use it as an outlet. I always say that's kind of why I think the flute came to me, is because I always had a really hard time praying for myself. And to me, Creator gave it to me to give me a way to put my thoughts into my music, and so Creator could hear me. Um, so I mean, it's kind of the same thing. MMA was an outlet for me. I did drink a lot after losing a brother, and MMA was an outlet for me in that. And like I said, I'm retired now because I feel like my soul, you know, was able to heal from the loss of my brother. Then I recently lost another brother about a year ago, and you know, I was in the academy for the police or to become law enforcement. And again, you know, it was just something that really helped me push myself and deal with the loss of him. But again, my flute was always there for me to help me pray and, you know, have Creator hear me and see me. And again, during COVID-19, you know, do your part, stay inside, find those talents. Everybody has something, go for it. So I guess just start playing whenever I'm ready, Dawson. Okay. Um, I'm not gonna be able to stay on a whole lot, like a lot of time. Like I said, we're on shift, so I'll play a little bit for everybody, and then I'll probably have to cut out. All right. Okay. Hope you guys enjoy. Let me know if it's too loud. Let me roll this up just a little bit. All right, guys. Everybody stay safe out there. Do your part. Help out your elders. Teach your kids. Have your kids journal. Journal yourself as part of history. But stay safe. Take care of yourself. Stay clean. Say your prayers. Take care of one another. Thanks, Dawson, for having me.
All right. I want to say thank you to Nikki for being a part of this event this evening. Beautiful, beautiful flute playing. For those of you just tuning in, that was Nikki Lowe. She came and did a couple numbers on her flute for us, all the way from Albuquerque, New Mexico. She was at work on duty, so that was pretty awesome for her to be a part of this. And again, thank you sincerely from the heart. Um, those of you tuning in, just now we are in our fourth week of the Stay Home Poetry Reading Series presented by the Indigenous Peoples Art Gallery and Cafe. We are getting into, this second month of this quarantine, really trying to just stay positive, stay uplifted throughout this whole situation. I think when we first got word that this was all going to happen, we thought that it was going to be a short period of time, but um, the way things look, it looks like it's going to be a lot longer. So I just want to keep continuing to do this and keep using this platform to bring about some really, really awesome Indigenous artists, storytellers, hip hop artists. And so we're going to do a lot of that while we're still in quarantine, and keep trying to inspire young Native Indigenous peoples to want to be a part of this virtual stage. So with that, I got one poem again before we get into our next artist. Um, this is one that I came up with again today. Um, just before, thinking about a lot of this stuff that's going on, a lot of this, these people protesting the states, and a lot of just crazy things going on. This thing is making people uh, just act crazy, and it's not doing anybody any good. It's sending a wrong message to a lot of young folks. And it's up to us to take it upon ourselves to uh, do the right thing, which is to stay home and to limit our physical activity, practice physical distancing, and all of that stuff, because there's no medicine for this coronavirus yet. So that's why I want to continue to just share poems as I write them throughout the week for this event in particular, exclusively. So this is a poem I wrote. I don't have a title for it, but I just finished it today. The demand for a haircut, the demand for clean water. Stand with the prayer, stand with the loaded AR. I didn't spend all these years fixing, mixing, adding, and subtracting only for the world to end, to civil war, or to a pandemic. Ocrats making move against the map, republish the lickings I took as a kid, because they bogus missions gonna put us all in the bid for new ownership. I didn't conquer the system that wasn't meant for me, only to watch the crumbling of all the cool things I tried to capture. And all I could hear was the devil's laughter as the world plummeted to the sea, while I plugged my nose and embraced for the biggest can opener in history. While we embrace for a splash into the uncertainty of it all, I figure I'll keep trying to get all on that door, because at the top of the steps looking back, we can only act in this world. So we can only act, we can only do. And right now, the important thing is to make art and to present it here on the live virtual stage. So with that, I'm really excited to once again bring this artist here to one of my events, to the stage, all the way from Minnesota. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you Kitto.
Am I on? All right, what's up, man? How's it going? Oh, okay. So I'm just on my own. All right, so how's it going, everybody? I'm a hip hop artist from Minneapolis, Minnesota. I grew up in St. Paul. I'm a Dakota. I'm a Dakota and an Ojibwe from Red Lake Nation in Santee Sioux, Nebraska. But yeah, I grew up in the cities. My dad has a store. I grew up in the Indian Center basically my whole life, and I'm a college student now. Times are super crazy. I'm doing college from home, and I'm actually enduring finals week right now. And it's the most weird time to be doing finals, and then like, you know, I never signed up for school at home, and now I'm doing it from home, and it's tough, and it's like, it's just weird. So I don't know, everything's just upside down right now in the world we live in. It's kind of crazy, but yeah. So I just wanted to like re-solidify the message that we keep saying about staying at home and keeping ourselves safe, because it's not even about ourselves, and it's not even about, oh, I need to preserve and protect myself only, but it's like I live with my mom, and I'm concerned for getting my mom sick, or I got one of my my uncle, he's like my dad. He like pretty much has always been like my second father, and it's actually my dad's brother, but he has like a health issue where he won't have the ability to fight an infection like that. So it's kind of like I'm scared for my relatives, and I'm doing it to protect my relatives. So it's like a huge thing that's bigger than ourselves, you know. And then I think I got in a hard time where thinking because I'm only 20 years old, right? So I don't know, I needed some perspective, and I was thinking like the size of the world was only the size of the room I'm in right now. I was like thinking like, oh no, I'm like only in this room my whole day and my whole life, you know. But it's not like that. It's gonna be this is very temporary, and the people will move forward as we go, and we'll walk out of this stronger by being together and being solid with each other on okay, let's protect ourselves, let's preserve and protect our health, because that's something that we take for granted, you know. That's something that this has reminded me, you know. Like, I realized how many things I touch when I'm in public that everyone else touched, and it's like kind of crazy. I think that if any good will come out of this, the good that I hope comes out of this is that, like, I have family who works in education, and there are so many kids that basically, to Black, Brown, and Indigenous people here in Minnesota, especially Minneapolis, it is no secret to us that we have this school system that serves others well than others. And so when they're like, oh, okay, you all have to go home and do school from home, a lot of our Native students and a lot of our students of color, they were like, some of us don't have internet, some of us don't have a computer, some of us don't have these things. So everything that they do in education, to make sure that they are educating every student, they have to make sure that like there's equity involved. So there's no equity, so like, I don't know, it's like them having to compensate and realize, oh, our system is kind of, we're giving the same thing to everybody, or we're trying to share the same thing with everybody, when it's supposed to be this whole other I don't even know what bro's trying to tell you, but basically, yeah, it's about them saying, oh, this system is supposed to serve, it's supposed to serve everyone. So I hope that when we come out of this, that they restructure these systems that will actually serve everybody, you know what I mean, how they're supposed to. Because I think this if any good came out of this, it was people who hadn't seen it before having to think of ways to be inclusive of everyone, right? And it wasn't even about just color alone. It's about all these different demographics that get marginalized or ignored, or just not seen and overlooked. So anyway, we're gonna come out of this stronger. I actually have some music to share with you all. I have a couple unreleased joints that I've been working on since you know, the world shut down, and I just hope you enjoy it. song, I don't even have a name for it yet, but it's a really good introduction to me. All right, I'm just starting from the top. Just wave coming at you, feel my vibe. I said, feel my vibe. Feel my vibe. Wait, they wonder why I feel the way that I do. I gotta get this off my chest. Let me speak my truth. And yo, my dad made money, but my mom made moves. And they say it takes a village. Let me pay my dues. Yo, my grandpa, he's a veteran. Raised us to be better men. Bruin was my hero when he lame was my heroine. Aim in my DNA. Survival is a fight. Next generation stronger. Y'all gonna have a better life. I'ma always kneel for that star-spangled banner. My fist in the air, I'm yelling Black Lives Matter. North side blocks where the Black lives splattered. South side blocks where my people's dreams shattered. I'm indigenous and proud. I'ma say it loud. This man needs to make a change. He needs to make it now. We got Tent City. You can see my people downtrodden. Stand strong because you're not gone and not forgotten. Appropriate a culture, mock our ways. With this racist franchise, the white man gets paid. He got taxpayer money on $1 billion stadium. My native folks are struggling in. Ain't nobody feeding them. Republicans are red and Democrats are blue. But none of them politicians ever care about you. I'm centered by my music and it helps me lift my spirit. My soul becomes whole when I know that people hear it. Hey, I need y'all to put your hands to the sky. Put this pen to the pad. Let me free my mind. Catch this wave coming at you. Feel my vibe. I said feel my vibe. Hey, feel my vibe. Wait. Hey, yo, I need to feed my soul now. When I go back to the stars, my ancestors so proud. Lean back, spill my heart on the page. Just gather round, spill my soul on the stage. Hey. Hey, yo, I'm from this land of memories. 1862, I sheet you be my enemies. The sun rises, and then I'm rhyming. Watching my timing, man, I hit the mic, I'm vibing, that's vibrations. Hami Daku Yepi to my nations. Man, I speak this language lost through generations. Racism in my mind is institutionalized. Grew up knowing the lies, the genocidal demise. They love to scrutinize. Living two lives, opposing worlds collide. My trauma begins to rise. I was taught young, put your culture aside. Still hoping and praying that my heritage would survive. But if I had to choose, I'd reply with pride. I'm Dakota Ojibwe and thankful to be alive. Yeah, we survive and thrive, hey. Yeah, we survive and thrive, hey. I need y'all to put your hands to the sky, put this pen to the pad, let me free my mind. Catch this wave coming at you, feel my vibe. I said feel my vibe, hey, feel my vibe, wait. And then this next song is called Escape. I wrote this when I was in high school, and I was just trying to escape. I escape when I touch my pen to this paper. Sweating bullets when I pray to my creator. Never settle for okay, I always push for greater. I never settle for okay, I always push for greater. Sitting in my room waiting for days to end. I hardly made friends, I never make amends. Cause if you hurt me once, you do it again. Yeah, you get my trust until you break it. These people are deceitful, trust issues, man, I hate it. Got high hopes to make it. If I see this chance, I'm taking it. Dreams going from my home studio to making hits. Yo, I can't even trace to where this pain begins. I'm a sore loser, but I also hate to win. Heartbroken, man, I feel my chest is caving in. I'm cuffed up, tough luck, they wanna cage me in. All those lonely nights I thought about giving up. 18 on the scene, now I'm just trying to live it up. Man, I'm feeling lost, and that's even in my dreams. I'm a go-getter, I'ma go get it by any means. Ay, when I can't see, lead me through the dark. When I can't breathe, please help me find my heart. 18 and indigenous, the world on my shoulders. I send love and prayers for my warriors and soldiers. I escape when I touch my pen to this paper. Sweating bullets when I pray to my creator. I never settle for okay, I always push for greater. I never settle for okay, I always push for greater. Sitting in my room waiting for days to end. I hardly make friends, I never make amends. Cause if they hurt me once, they do it again. Alright, so this is a song that I started and I haven't finished. So there's gonna be like you're gonna watch me try to like catch it, but I don't know. This is just the beginning of a song. Hey, trying to make millions in memories, make you laugh, make you proud, and remember me. Shorty, I don't really know if it's meant to be. In the future, I'ma let you be the better me. Working hard, man, yo, they better see. Hella friends, but also hella enemies. I'm talking, but I never let it get to me. Making moves, ain't nobody ahead of me. Talk to my mother and father. I told them I'd be a scholar. I told them that I'll go to college. I won't be a lawyer, a doctor. Man, I'ma chase that degree, man, that's how I'ma prosper. Provide for my son and my daughter. Boss up and I'ma turn to a baller. Agility's something I got her. Man, that's whatever she needs. Her and my mama, my queens. Got the same blood that I bleed. Ain't nothing could come between. Yo, this my future and my family. Yeah, never forget where I came from. Never forget on my day ones. Came a long way from lonely nights. I used to catch feelings and now I'm catching flights. Trying to make millions in memories. Make you laugh, make you proud, and remember me. Shorty, y'all don't really know if it's meant to be. In the future, I'ma let you be the better me. Working hard, man, yo, they better see. Hella friends, but also hella enemies. I'm talking, but I never let it get to me. Making moves, ain't nobody ahead of me. Come on the rundown, ayy. Done all night till the sun down, ayy. Trying to escape. I hope you feel good, cause boy, I feel great. If I take a shot, I'ma make it. When I'm in the lab, that I'ma make hits. Hey, I love the feeling of greatness. This is my favorite song. Let me circle the block. All black on me, boy, you know how I rock. Time is the essence, I don't need a lot. Life is a blessing, I don't need a... but yeah, that's gonna be that one. I don't know what to call that song yet, but I haven't even practiced that song in a long time. I rapped that for the first time in like a couple months, but I don't know, I'm feeling that one. This next song is called Next Life, and this song Next Life is kind of sad, but we're gonna end on a good note. So this is my second to last song, but this song Next Life, I was a year ago, actually, like it's gonna be close to a year ago soon, but one of these young guys I went to high school with, we graduated, and then we all went to college. And so I went to a private school. So everyone went to college. And so this boy in our friend group, he went off to Denver or whatever. He was at a party and he was intoxicated and basically made a split-second choice that he didn't think would matter that much, and he ended up overdosing and he passed away. So I went to his funeral, and we weren't blood related, but I went to this funeral, and a lot of these people, especially from that school and that I don't know, especially the school I went to, there's a lot of privilege there and whatever. I think there's something that's inherent about like young people is that we feel bulletproof. We feel solid, like nothing could ever happen to us. And I've always looked at that in, you know, because I have family members who were murdered and stuff. Like I have family members who have passed away like tragically, and I've always been looking around like, yo, I better make good decisions. Like I've always looked around and did that, but these other young people, they don't have that in their life. They don't have that in their family. They've never seen that before. So it was shaking them up, and as it should, you know, we shouldn't lose young people, you know, like to tragic things. So I was there and I was realizing like I've been to a lot of funerals for young people, and it was kind of tough for me to, I don't know, watch my friends from school and whatever, like grieving and stuff, like especially when they haven't really done it all too often before. So anyway, this song is about grief, but like grieving young people, grieving our friends, you know, like I even like as I like recall, like I don't feel like I know too many people in my family who like died like old age, lived a whole life and whatever. There's just like elders who have died and whatever, but it's just like, damn, I was thinking about it, and it kind of, so this song kind of came out of I left his funeral and I wanted to make a song honoring and remembering like these young people who passed away, you know. So that's what this song's about. Yeah, so I'm a producer, so I made the beats for all the songs that I'm performing today. Lost half of my close friends. Say a prayer for you, and I'll see you again. Yo, I'ma see you in the next life. Try not to cry, now it's got my chest tight. When you walk earth, you live your best life. Amongst all the heartbreak, I'm blessed, right? Motivates me to get it because the world's ours. You're looking down from the clouds, living in the stars. How creative make a world so cold. I was only 11 when my heart went froze. Just a young man, had to stick to the code. But I've been dream chasing, I gotta see how far it goes. Man, I sparked the L, then I heard a voice say, I can help you, but I cannot take your pain away. I asked it, then poured my heart on the page. I wrote about how my blue skies all fade to gray, and I think about you every day, you never fade away. Wake up in the morning, all I have is rainy days. I told this microphone that I really need a friend, so he's been listening to all my stories since then. I'll tell this next generation I care for you. Man, I wrote this song as a prayer for you. Even in the next world, I'll be there for you. Lost half of my close friends. Say a prayer for you, and I'll see you again. I'ma see you in the next life. Trying not to cry, now it's got my chest tight. When you walk earth, you live your best life. Amongst all the heartbreak, I'm blessed, right? Motivates me to get it because the world's ours. Looking down from the clouds, living in the stars. This thing just could start skipping to the next song. But so that song, there was a lot to unpack and whatever, but that song, like, to me, I like kind of told the story of like how I was feeling in that moment and in that time. And I feel like for a lot of what I do in music, like I don't care what you do. Like if you're a 5-year-old and you got a 3-year-old sibling, they're looking up to you. That's just how life works. That's how that leadership can be a CEO of a business, or it could be I'm a 4-year-old and my little sister's 2 years old. Like we look to each other. No matter who you are, you look to the next person for something to learn from them and whatever. So I say this in like in a humble way, I guess. I'm trying to just say that these young people might look to me, or when they hear my music, I want to put them on to like, yo, I'm feeling this. And then they could see themselves in that. Because I know our young people are struggling with the same things that I have, you know, like growing up. So like grieving relatives, you know, grieving young relatives. You know, there's something about our tragic deaths that it's a lot different for people to I think in my spirituality and whatever, I feel like death is like a circle in life, you know what I mean? But it's hard to accept, especially for these young people. You know, we need to support them as they go through that. So yeah, that's where that song comes from. It's me trying to be in solidarity with them. Like, yo, you're not the only one who's felt that way. Blah blah blah. Like, so that's where that song comes from. I'm trying to have young people or anyone who's felt those feelings see themselves reflected through that music. So this next song is called "Dear My Future Son," and this is like one of my masterpiece songs or whatever. This song is called so the song's called "Dear My Future Son," and it took me a year to write it in like entirety and whatever. And this song came from a lot of different things, but I think in order to perfect it, I had to go through a lot. And one of the things that helped me perfect it was going to Standing Rock. And I wasn't in Standing Rock a long time. I actually didn't. When I went to Standing Rock, there was 4 days that I was there, and it was the most peaceful 4 days of probably the whole thing. And it was November of 2016, I believe. So anyway, I was a sophomore in high school, or no, I might have been a junior in high school, but yeah, so it was 2016, and I went and saw these boys I know from my grandma. My grandma, she's from Santee, but she married someone from Siston. So I grew up going to Siston, and so these cowboys and like rancher boys that I know in Siston were there, and they were living in a teepee, and I just thought it was so amazing. Like they're kind of living a close way of how our ancestors lived, and they're fighting for our water, you know. So I just thought it was kind of I don't know, it opened me up to like damn, our people are coming together in this amazing way. So I was just inspired by it. And all these people are fighting for the water, and it's not just our water, it's everyone's water, right? And this song, like to me, encapsulates like it's like kind of like the movement of our people, like remembering who we are, picking up tradition and whatnot, and protecting our relatives, if it's each other or the water and the land. So this song, Dear My Future Son, it's my message to the next generation that we're this is the world we're setting up for you. This world is like, as I was talking about earlier, like before, like this world is complicated. The world that I'm gonna bring you into is complicated, but we're here for you, and we're protect, like we'll you know, we'll work hard for each other, you know. So anyway, this song, Dear My Future Son, is kind of like a masterpiece, my masterpiece. Like, to me, it's one of the best songs I've written before, and there's so much like thought that came into it. So anyway, hope you enjoy it. The sky's the limit. That's what they told a fool. Don't be surprised if that's what they tell you in school. The standard education will fail to reach you, and your teachers will probably fail to teach you. But they're gonna point at you for the blame. You'll interpret their failure as your own shame. Their curriculum will misrepresent you, and your society will probably not accept you. Sadly, that's just how it goes. Bringing you into this world, it's a long road. I was taught that we're expected to fail, but I'ma raise you with this courage to prevail. Many of our people are going uneducated. Many of our people are getting incarcerated. Alcohol addiction, they make us intoxicated. And then they wonder why we're not motivated. But they limit our access to knowledge. Half of our students won't even finish through college, victim to a system that's against your success. And the ones who can make it through truly are blessed. It's cause we're brown boys, always had our dreams deferred. Rather see me chained up and not in school to learn. They continue to segregate and regulate and let their system of racism perpetuate. And now they treat my native people like a novelty, but they'll keep us in their cycle of poverty. Now my president agenda doesn't benefit my people or my future kids, then it's not for me. Because they don't respect the sovereignty, and people really think they live in a democracy. Our native history is never taught honestly. Even blind folks can't see the hypocrisy. Land of the free, but our prisons are overcrowded. Maniwi Choni, man, I'm passionate to shout it. Will I change your world? I honestly doubt it. But will I leave my mark, homie? You can count on it. Hey, rich people never risking their platform. Do cops see bad cop? I'm not surprised when they clap for them. Polite shootings, blood spatters, they say all lives matter, but do our lives matter? Highest suicide rate among any race. This historical trauma and the racism we face. Yo, we're carrying this burden, some can't handle the weight. But this won't be your reality. I'm changing your fate. Dear my future son, always follow your heart. I'ma raise you to be booked and street smart. I said, dear my future son, always follow your dreams. Just the fact that you believe can help you achieve. Your existence is a resistance to genocide. And just remember, the revolution ain't televised. Drama's in your DNA, but so is strength. If you ever need my help, I know you're any length. Pursue your passion, never give up. Because when life knocks you down, you just gotta get up. It's called Dear My Future Son, but it's also for my daughter. I wrote this in advance, cause I ain't even a father. But I gotta change the world before I bring you in it. I will never rest until my work is finished. Love your world and all of the people in it. Cause the sky might be the view, but I promise it ain't the limit. All right, well, that wraps up everything that I had prepared for you all. I hope you liked it. Doshake watching Kitto. I had a really good time. Thanks for inviting me, bro.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed that. That was Kitto, all the way from Minnesota. It was really, really awesome to again bring tonight's guests on. You know, again reiterating that message of you know, just staying home and doing our part. Also, stay creative. You know, stay always creating, inspired. You know, making stuff to get through these times, because we really do not know what or when we're going to be able to get back to our lives again, and if we are going to keep on to some of those things that we've, are used to, that normalcy, getting back to that. I don't know if we're going to, but I know that whatever happens in the future, we have to do our part and become better people from the situation. We're seeing a lot of things take place right now. There's a lot of things happening. We're starting to see things, how things really are in this world, and it's a great opportunity for us to change and make things better for the younger generations. And just like Kitto touched on, it's we're getting a little older, and we need to start making setting those examples for our younger generations to find something to like that blueprint, lay that blueprint that that worked for them, so we leave this place better than we had it. So with that, I really want to just thank all of our guests for being a part of the show this evening. Again, we got a call out for all of our Indigenous artists and poets to submit your bio and a video of you to be a part of this virtual stage. If you think you got what it takes to be on here, you've seen our performers, they bring their A game every time. And so if you think you got what it takes to be on here, send us that to indigenousartalliance@gmail.com. We'll get our people to look at that, and we'll get you a book. Our first 5 people selected will get a autographed autographed book by poet and author Tanea Winder. So also, just to kind of throw something else in there, I'll throw in a t-shirt and some free stickers from my clothing brand. So all you poets and artists and hip hop artists and spoken word poets and get your you young Indigenous artists, get your bio and your video into us, and we'll get you on our stage. You never know who could see you, who could discover you. So with that, I want to thank again Midwest Writing Center for partnering and being a part of this. It's always great to work with others to spread the message and spread our stories. Poetry Month is come and gone. We're getting into May. Next week's show, I got some really, really, really special something, another treat for y'all. Some really great poets and storytellers. I'm really excited. So log on to the Indigenous Peoples Art Gallery and Cafe Facebook page to stay updated on everything that we got coming. I got some art out there I just dropped. Check that out. Check out Midwest Writing Center. They got a lot of things coming up in weeks. So always look out for our family members, our relatives, our elders, our young people, our sick. Shout out to Brady, my little nephew. I ain't seen him in a while, but it's our kids and our most vulnerable. We need to look after and do our part. So all you young folks out there, let's do our part and stay home. With that, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Thank you again, Sarah, for being a part of this, and tune in again next week. Thank you.